Hello everyone. Today we're going to be making a craft for making your own greenhouses at home. For this craft you'll need construction paper. You can use any color you'd like. We chose green for our greenhouse. Tape. Scissors for cutting. Ziploc bag, sandwich size is preferable. Paper towel. And some type of seed or bean. We chose lima beans to use, and a small cup of water. But before we get started, we'll read a story to go along with our craft. A Garden for Miss Mouse. A Garden for Miss Mouse. Every 1st of April, Miss Mouse tills and rakes and hoes. Then she plants a garden in neat and tidy rows. A little row of carrots, a little row of beans, and then another little row of lovely lettuce greens. But this year when she started to plant her little rows, she stopped and said quite suddenly, "This bores me to my toes." "I know what I will do," she cried, and then she danced a jig. She grabbed her biggest shovel and she began to dig. "I'll plant the biggest garden ever seen by any mouse." Then up came every bit of land all around her house. Next she had to plant the seeds. It took her all day long. But all the while she planted, she sang a planting song. "Plant a little of this and a little of that. Cover the seed and give it a pat." Every day she hoed and raked, she tilled and pulled the weeds. And soon green plants were springing up where she had planted seeds. The plants all started growing. They grew and grew and grew. And everyone in Mouseville came to ah and ooh. "Oh, what lovely peas," they cried, "and see that beanstalk climb." Reporters took Miss Mouse's picture for the Mouseville Times. The garden grew much bigger, and then it grew some more. It covered all the windows. It covered the front door. That garden was enormous, and the plants so very high that Miss Mouse used a flagpole to get her laundry dry. The mailman left her letters atop a beanstalk vine, while Miss Mouse proudly laughed and said, "Isn't my garden fine?" But then one day she woke to find 5 mushrooms on her sheet, 10 pea pods on her pillow, 6 peppers at her feet. There were green beans in the basement and wax beans on the wall. There was celery on the ceiling. There were pumpkins in the hall. Tomatoes in the bathtub, spinach on a chair, turnips on the table, and zucchini everywhere. Cabbage in the kitchen, corn cobs in the hutch. "Oh my goodness," cried Miss Mouse, "my garden's grown too much." She knew she had to call for help, but couldn't find the phone. Then finally she found it, where some Brussels sprouts had grown. She called her best friend Field Mouse. She asked him to come quick. "Bring everyone you know," she cried. "There are vegetables to pick." So everyone in Mouseville rushed out to help Miss Mouse. "Where are you?" they cried helplessly. "We cannot see your house." "My garden's growing everywhere," her friends could hear her shout. "Please start picking vegetables, for I cannot get out." And so they started picking fruit and vegetables galore. They picked more kinds of vegetables than you've seen in any store. When finally they found Miss Mouse, she cried, "How could I know that this is what would happen when things began to grow?" "Don't worry," Field Mouse told her. "It isn't all that bad. We'll make the biggest salad that we have ever had." All day they made that salad. They chopped and tossed and peeled. Then they had a garden party on Mouseville's football field. "Goodbye and thank you," said Miss Mouse when all her friends were going. "Next year I'll keep my garden small. It won't do too much growing." The end. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the story, and now we can get started on making our own greenhouse at home. Let's begin by taking our construction paper and folding that in half. And at this point, you just want to take one of the crayons and make a small rectangle, just a guide at the top for your child to cut out, so when you open it up, it's a square on the inside of the construction paper. And now you can begin cutting. Once you have the square shape cut into the middle of your construction paper, it should be about the size of the Ziploc bag. Now you can take your scissors once again and cut 2 lines on the top. We're going to cut 2 triangles off, basically making it the shape of a house for our greenhouse. Just like so. Once your greenhouse is created, now it's your child's turn to decorate. This is when they can use crayons. We chose crayons, markers, stickers, anything you have available at home to decorate. They can add their name, color it however they'd like. Once your child's greenhouse is all decorated and colored, it's time to set up our Ziploc bags with the lima beans. So let's set this to the side for now. Grab our Ziploc bags and open them up. We're gonna bring in our small cup of water and paper towel. I'm gonna fold it up, and your child can dip it right into the cup. Go ahead, dip it right in. Good job. Once it's nice and wet, we can wring out a little excess, but we do want it to be pretty damp. Can you slide that right into the Ziploc bag? Yeah, help me get it in there. Good job. We're gonna put it right in the Ziploc bag. And let's see. How many lima beans do you want to put into your greenhouse? You could do a lot, a little. I usually suggest maybe 3 to 5.
I'm gonna do a lot.
Go ahead. You take your lima beans and put them right on top of the paper towel in the Ziploc bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. That's perfect.
I want all of them.
I know, but 5 is plenty. We're gonna try to get as much of the air out as we can. Zip our baggie up. See, so they're rested right on top of the paper towel. We can take our decorated greenhouse, and this is when you're going to use the tape and tape it right to the back of the greenhouse. Now we have our very own greenhouse to hang up at home. Hang it in a sunny window and watch how things begin to grow.